of landfill, but there wasn't enough to actually move pennies around. It saved about $5,000 or so in landfill. It saved about $12,000, maybe $13,000 in the highway, which would just drop down to the fund balance and wasn't hardly enough to try to cut a penny or so to move around. And, you know, it just,
Do y'all have ideas? Y'all have ideas? Throw it out here. Kyle, I'll
Yeah.
here.
I mean, that's what we had developed with option C, but we didn't have, and again, that didn't move any further forward because of, like, again, where we were going there with highway department. Again, that's not, I mean, obviously, that's something we can do.
Well, if everybody can find this committee.
If I read this group right, A, the only thing holding up A is the sheriff's request, the only thing holding up B is because the county didn't get $400,000. Am I reading anything else into this? That's the only two things I see that were against, and one in A and one in B. I'm not hearing anything from anybody else about anything else.
Yeah.
And I guess, is it lack of paving that's causing some of the no's? Is it the raise that's causing some of the no's?
So we need to know.
Well, the
what we're
reason I'm
voting
voting against, I'll just tell you, on A, we got 4% pay raise, and you got sheriff step-up raises is not equal to the other county workers, and I don't think that's right. That's me talking. And B, if we vote for B, we're turning around and gonna get sued, so what are we gonna do? That's, either way, we're looking at $300,000 or $400,000 to.
And again, too, and I know like what Mr. Lindsay was looking at, I mean, but at the same point in time, guys, if we don't get a budget on, by August 31st, the county shuts down.
Yeah.
We get no money.
Another thing,
And nobody wants, I mean, nobody here is wanting that, and it may, and I could be wrong, but I don't know that this discussion is gonna be any different. I mean, today is August the 22nd, I don't know that it's gonna be any different August 31st, even if we have committee meetings, which is why the comment that I made last week, we're sitting here until we get a budget made. Cause I'm sort of saying, I mean, we've had meeting after meeting after meeting, and I know even some of the people that weren't there last week, I mean, they've been at most of the meetings anyway. I mean, we know what these issues are, we've gotta come up with something. I mean, we may as well say tonight's August 31st, because I mean, you know it's not gonna be different. We can go home, but it's not gonna be any different come the next week. We'll be here while we get here. So, I mean, yeah, like looking at that, what are our whole, I mean, like, so that's one option. Those are your two issues with option A and B. So is there any way that we can make that workable for you? Because I mean, I'll be honest with you, I think for those of us, and I'll say for myself, with that option A, it's not even a fairness issue, but I mean, you've got to weigh out. I'll just use this as an example. When a neighboring county, in Hamlin County, they didn't give their sheriff what he had asked for, what the law had required. I mean, that ended up meaning whenever there was a lawsuit that was brought, and I'm not saying that's what the sheriff is asking you to do. I'm just simply saying, if you look at what's happened in Hamlin County, and I want to say it's not Anderson County, I can't think of the other county.
It's Anderson.
Is it Anderson? I mean, both of those situations, their sheriffs took their county court to court, they won, and the next year they were forced with giving, I mean, like a lot more money. I mean, the sheriff has kind of told us on numerous occasions that like this is a compromise. I mean, this is much less than what he would, I mean, and not what he would take to a judge, but then this is much less than he could ask for. And again, right now we're able to do that without a property tax increase, which is one of my reasons why, again, I'm in favor of that plan A. However, I mean, but I guess what does baffle me is I just assumed if you weren't in favor of plan A, that you would then be in favor of plan B. But I mean, plan A and plan B have had the same number of yes votes. I mean, we're not really, in a lot of cases, I think A this last time was a little closer to passing, but even still. So I guess how do we get that resolved?
I think, Mr. Chairman, sometimes we need to forget about the amount of money that they're asking for and concentrate on whether it's needed or not. If it's needed, we should vote for it. Now, if it's just something they're wanting, that's different. But if he's going to operate an efficient sheriff's department, he's only asking for us for what he needs. That's a lot of money. I'll be honest with you, Sheriff, I didn't like the looks of it when I first saw it either. But being working with you done this over the years, I understand. And I'm not trying to talk anybody into anything, so on. But I agree with you, we need a budget approved. And if the money's going to be put into good use, it's not wasted. When we waste money, government, we don't like it, folks, right? But if it's needed, and we spend it wisely, there's nothing wrong with where we want to put it. And at this time, I said I had problems with both budgets. I voted against both of them, then I voted against both for them because I made the motion.
Well,
Now, we need, that's in my personal opinion, we need to pass budget A.
Well, and I'll say one of my other things too, Mr. Lindsay, and I know in some regards it is, I mean, and I'm not trying to speak out of both sides of my mouth, because with A, and I said that I have support with that, but I mean, at the same time, we are negating one factor that many people have raised the issue, and that's the issue of paving. I mean, there's no doubt about it, that's a serious issue. I mean, so I can't say that I'm concerned about taxpayers in one regard being sued by the county department, where we know year after year without doing any action on our roads, it's not I mean, like, that's not making us any better either. I mean, unfortunately, the situation where we're at right now, without a tax increase, and I know, and again, I'm gonna throw up that word that I know Mr. Treat, and I'm not in any way, shape, or form advocating, because that's off the table. But without something such as a wheel tax, which is a new source of revenue, and or raising property taxes significant amount, you're not gonna be able to pay. You're not gonna be able to pay any significant amount. Again, and I'll challenge anybody, not only on this committee, I'll challenge anybody in this county to find $2 million in this budget to pave roads. I'll show it to you right now, and you can come up and show me where it's at. It's not here. Now, let me rephrase that. Unless you want to start cutting back the services that our county provides in a variety of offices, that's the only way you're coming up with $2 million to pave those roads.
And could I just add, I am asking for something that so much is needed, and I am trying to prevent a collaborative action suit on behalf of the employee. I am trying to prevent a lawsuit, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, and I've been straightforward with you.
Sheriff, I agree with Calvin. It does sound like a lot of pay increases when you look at it one way, you know, the 4%, and then the other raise is bringing it up. So I agree with Calvin there. It does seem like a lot, but we're gonna have an official sheriff's department. We might as well put it in order. And it hasn't been in order for a long time.
Yes, sir.
There's no reason we haven't been losing these deputies and so on, have been trained in school and everything. It's time, he's doing his job well. The public seems to think so, and it has to be financed, whether we want to do it or not. It's our job to finance that department.
All right, so I mean, at this point, I mean, like, we've looked at these, do we have any, but again, I think we can make anything workable. I don't wanna make it sound as if like, that I would only go for option, again, I just don't, I think you have to weigh that out. If I can get an option B that's more viable,
And I would just say that I gave everybody copies of the two previous sheriff taking the legal means necessary, whatever you wanna call it. And I put the end of the most recent lawsuit from 2002 on top. You can read the whole thing, but I put the final order of what came about it. And I don't know what, it didn't say what he asked for to start with, but I know the previous total was $418,000. They settled for $376,000. So there was only a difference in what was awarded to him and what he asked for, $41,000, and they kind of paid for 2 lawyers on top of it. So we went in the hole on that one, and nobody knows the future, but that is something that we do need to be aware of, just because, you know, we have set we have set the code for, Moore versus Cates, and that's what they use in other counties, and then we've had our other ones, so, you know, I'm not advocating either way, but it didn't work out too well for the county. They backed up the last time when we got legal matters brought before from the sheriff.
other ideas or thoughts?
I'll put it in the form of motion that we put budget A back on the board.
Have we got that, did we vote on budget A? All right, as is, right?
As is.
Any, all right, do I have a second? Seconding from Mr. Lindsay. All right, any other discussion on budget A? Any other discussion on budget A? Yes.
Does budget, does option A, that doesn't include the 2 new fireman positions, is that correct?
Yes,
Yes, it does.
it includes the vote.
Yeah, option B includes one.
What,
Yeah, we have a motion and a second. All right, go ahead, roll call.
Love Henderson,
No.
Calvin Ball,
No.
Lonnie Ottinger,
Yes.
Clay Blazer,
Yes.
Cindy Hope. No. Terry Dawson,
Yes.
Andy Tripp,
Yes.
Shalay Benson,
Yes.
Ben Hicks,
No.
Robert Green,
No.
Mitch Fine,
No.
Bryn Roach,
Yes.
Skip Ellison,
No.
Jimmy Lindsay.
Yes.
Yeah, we're closer than we are. I am gonna say at this particular point in time, not necessarily, but just for the lack of, anything else, let's take about a 5-minute break real quick, so if you're in the restroom. I will reconvene at 7:50.